The artifact that I chose to analyze is candy. Not candy with a C, but candy with a K. I chose candy because I've been part of the rave scene for about 3 years now, and my roommate as well has also loves to rave. She's a huge, as you would say, candy kid and wears candy all the way up her arms. I actually stole this mask from her. I'm not too huge a fan of this thing. Now, what is the purpose of candy, you ask? Well, candy started in the 90s when underground raves were starting to become popular. They actually were a sign that someone had drugs on them, but starting in the 2000s, the meaning changed. The purpose of candy now is to teach people about plur, P-L-U-R, which is peace, love, unity, and respect. It's to show and teach other people how the rave scene really is, and expecting people to follow it. Mass amounts of people wear candy all the way up their arms just to get their point across. For example, we have this girl. I'd say she's a pretty cute girl. She's got candy all the way up her arms. She looks pretty happy. Some may think this girl looks a little ridiculous or too old to be wearing candy. So what kind of argument is candy making? Well, the argument they're trying to make is that there needs to be more plur in the world. Peace, love, unity, and respect. And we all need to abide by those rules. And the rave scene's very accepting no matter how you look or how you dress. So what kind of audience does candy target? Well, we have the teenage girl that I showed earlier. We actually have this woman who looks a little older. She maybe looks like she could be my mom. And then we have this age group. Believe it or not, but I have seen tons of older people go to raves. I've seen people from ages 14 to age 80. It may seem a little weird, but I do think it's a good thing that these people are involved because we do need to follow peace, love, unity, and respect no matter how lame it actually does sound. This world needs to turn into a better place, and the rave scene getting very popular is making it happen. My first rave or festival was Electric Daisy Carnival Chicago back in 2013. It was in my hometown actually, and I actually have this picture. This is the first time that I took place in participating in what plur means and what you do when you involve yourself with plur. When you do plur, you usually wear candy to a show, and then someone else will be wearing candy that they made for the show. And you start by doing peace and conjoining each other's hands, love, unity, and respect. And once you get through the respect part, you transfer that piece of candy from one hand to the other person's hand. So what appeal does candy make and how? Well, candy can make a very loving appeal to people, but it can also be very intimidating. For example, here's a picture of a very loving scene. And it could also be intimidating. For example, we have this picture of a bunch of clown-looking girls that look a little too overdressed playing football. Peace, love, unity, and respect sound like pretty loving things. Well, when I joined the rave scene, I already kind of did live by those things, but I lived by them even more once I did learn these things. But I also did stop kind of wearing candy because it can be intimidating. Coming up to someone at a show that has a bunch of candy up their arms it seems a little immature. It's also really intimidating when someone who just joined the scene or is new, they don't actually abide by these things, but they're a little too in your face about these things, and they're not taking it seriously. It has caused the rave scene to technically die a little bit, as people say, but it also is rising because a lot of people are starting to join and starting to learn about these things and changing the way they think about everyone else. So I do think that candy is a beautiful thing, and I do love the argument that it is making to the rest of the world. So for all of you considering going to an electric dance music event, I say go out there and do it, and maybe next if you see someone trading some candy, go ahead and jump in there and do it. So for all of you considering going to an electric dance music event, I say go out there and do it, and maybe next if you see someone trading some candy, go ahead and jump in there and do it.